Good day and welcome to Predators Proclivity, the podcast where we look at data from the season for the NHL Nashville Predators and make comments upon it. I'm your host, Preston Proctor. All right, well, good weekend overall. Predators won overtime against the Kings. The game on Sunday not turn out quite so well. But I think it's, got to be encouraging in a lot of ways that the Preds are at least starting to play, a little better. Nice having Marcia Show back. I guess we need to play a little bit better in front of a Noonan. I don't think that 7-4 loss to Toronto. The power play definitely needs to be better. We did get a power play goal over the weekend. So, that's something. All in all, that was a long game Saturday night. Went to the game, and good to see Kopitar. Was not expecting to see him in the game. Nice seeing him. They did a nice job of taking one break and calling him out, and crowd gave him a nice cheer. So I would have liked to have seen him score. We were questioning why he didn't participate in the shootout. The shootout went long enough, nine rounds. What I think the announcer said, it was the third longest shootout in Pred history. It sure felt like it. I guess it was a long day at that point. I guess I could have used another quantum energy square. QuantumSquares.com. Use the promo PredsPro for 25% off. We did played golf earlier in the day, and I did have the cookies and cream square. Was very good. Very, it's not sweet, but you could it still tasted like cookies and cream. A lot of times with these bars, you kind of wonder where they think they're getting the flavors from. But this one definitely tastes like cookies and cream. But it was definitely a long day, and the shootout, woof. And the shootout definitely went rather long. So definitely good to see Marcia Show back. Haig back too, which is just in time for Yossi to go out. I guess the other comment I had was Brady Skay had a couple of really good plays. There was I think on the power play when we were shorthanded, he was on one side of the ice and just took off to the other side of the ice and intercepted the pass and went down to the other end. Had an okay chance at a goal, but at least he disrupted the Kings power play. So it was a really, really good play on his part. And something that would be nice to see a little bit more of. Skay's, not my favorite. He makes a lot of mistakes still. It's if you're going to skate, you're going to play hockey, you're going to be on the ice that much. You're going to make a mistake here and there. There's no doubt about it. I still don't see the. I don't see the value. I don't see the $7 million that he got for in the contract. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that the Preds decide to pay him $7 million. So I can't fault him for that. If the Preds want to pay me $7 million, I'll take it. I probably wouldn't be nearly as effective as Brady Skay, but. Take that $7 million. Sure would, and move on. That was good. I guess new. I didn't note this, but I'm pretty sure we got a shorthanded goal in the game against LA, didn't we? Didn't we get a shorthanded goal? What in the world? Oh, got the shorthanded goal. Oh, against Vancouver. Okay, good. So that I didn't miss that. But yeah, New was we won the game, the Kings, when we didn't get the first goal. And for the first time this season against Dallas, but it was in the Dallas game, but for the first time this season, we won the first period. We had tied it most of the time and lost it, and we'll get more into the stats later. But yeah, the Preds 1-2-7 in the first period, so they've lost it twice, tied it 7 times, and won it once. Of course, they won it and then lost the game. I think they also did they get the first goal against they did not against the Kings, but they did against Dallas, and the game that they got the first goal they won, and the game that they didn't they lost. So yeah, well, it's stats, it's numbers. What do we got? 10 games now. 11 tonight. Yes. So popular with me. My minor league update, Milwaukee last weekend split the games with the San Jose Barracuda. They won on Friday 6-2 and lost on Saturday 2-3. Tomorrow, Wednesday, they play the Chicago Wolves. Friday, the Cleveland Monsters. And that's not how you spell Cleveland. At Cleavland. That's not right. I guess it phonetically okay. Ryan Ufko leads the team with 6 points, and they've got 5 players with 2 goals, so the goal scoring is getting spread around. They've got 3 players with 4 assists, O'Hara, Lucchini, and Ufko, three players that I've had my eye on. They're currently 4th in the Central with 5 points. They've played 4 games. They're 2-1-1. First in the division is 10 points, and one of the teams has played 7 games. So kind of a mismatch of how many games and when they play in the AHL, apparently. Yeah, they played, I forget which team it is, but they played 7 games or had played 7 games as of yesterday. Maybe they played 8 now. As far as the Atlanta Gladiators, the Gladiators won on, I forget, it was Friday? I think it was Friday. I think they played Thursday. Thursday, they played the Orlando Solar Bears. Friday, they won 2-0 over the Florida Everblades. Symptom Helter was in goal and got his first professional shutout. Saturday, they play the Savannah Ghost Pirates, and Sunday, the South Carolina Stingrays. There was an assignment, and the reason I want to mention this is because this guy was in the Predators training camp, defenseman Jack Matier, not sure how he pronounces it. He was in training camp with the Preds, and he was assigned to Atlanta from Milwaukee last week. So he's now playing with Atlanta. I guess it sounds like he kind of splits time between those two teams. Atlanta is first in the South Division. They are one of 2 undefeated teams. The Stingrays is the other team, so they'll be playing Sunday, and there will be at least one less undefeated team. And they are first in the Eastern Conference and league-wide, so they are I didn't put their record down, but I guess they're 4-0 because Hyder, both goaltenders are 2-0. So the Atlanta Gladiators are 4-0 and currently leading the ECHL, both their division, the conference, and league-wide. So 4 games in, a good start for the Atlanta Gladiators. For our opponents tonight, the game, let me just check again. Yeah, definitely if you are If you're going to a Preds game, make sure to check the time. Tonight's game is at 6:45. 6:45, not 7. 6:45. Thursday they play Philadelphia at 6, and but they're at Philadelphia, so I guess that's a 7 o'clock Eastern time. And then Saturday they'll be home for a 2:30 game, and then Monday 7:30. Next Monday 7:30 here. So, but tonight's game 6:45. 6:45 p.m. The Tampa Bay Lightning are tied for 7th in the Atlantic Division. Boston has played 2 more games, so they're ranked below them. Both teams have 8 points. Tampa Bay is 3-4-2 overall, 1-1-2 on the road. And Saturday's game, tonight's game, another cut. I gotta get that production staff. I gotta get on them. Tonight's game, fixed. Updated it there, but not there. Saturday's game. It's not Saturday's game. Stop reading the text. Tonight's game is the only game of this road trip for Tampa Bay. They next go home, play Dallas on Thursday, and then they have 3 games on the road. They did play They played a back-to-back at home over the weekend and went 2-0, beating Anaheim 4-3 and Vegas 2-1 in overtime. This is the first game of 2 versus Tampa Bay. It's the only one in Nashville. Last year, Tampa Bay did win both in overtime. Both games were won in overtime. Both games, the score was 3-2. So that's really weird. And the other weird thing is the first game was also on October 28th. A little technical difficulty here. Last year they played on October 28th. This year they're playing on October 28th. Last year they were in Tampa. This year they're in Nashville. And so they played October 28th and then November 29th in Nashville, and Tampa Bay won both of those 3-2 in overtime. Last year, Tampa Bay was second in the Atlantic Division, so they had a good season last year, not off to such a great start this year. But they did lose to Florida 1-4 in the first round. They did not win the first 2 because they only won 1. Another production issue. But hey, I guess my production staff counts on me being able to pivot. Let's set these little traps for them. Definitely got to get some of those quantum squares in the production room. Get my team a little bit more focused. Notable people missing, obviously, Nick Perbix. Defenseman Nick Perbix doesn't play there anymore. He's now with Nashville. And then a player that got added, Pontus Holmberg, forward, signed from Toronto. Currently injured is number 24 defenseman Maxwell Crozier. Day-to-day, expected back today. So who knows? The expected back dates that I get, I guess it's expected back, but Kopitar wasn't supposed to be back until the 28th, and he skated on Saturday, and Marcia Schalt and Haig's dates kind of moved back and forth a little bit, and then suddenly they're there. So you take what you can get. Number 20 left wing Nick Paul is day-to-day, expected on November 2nd, and then number 8 right wing Nico Huhtinen, I might have that right, is expected back on the 4th. And they did activate Zimgus Girgensons. And I thought Huhtinen was going to be a tough one. So he has been activated. He is a center, number 28, Zimgus Girgensons. Yeah, I think I got Huhtinen right. Huuhtanen, Huhtinen. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably all wrong. But, anyway. So that's your Tampa Bay Lightning. For the Predators, we are now tied for fifth in the Central with 8 points. Chicago is listed ahead of us because they've played one less game. The Preds are 4-4-2. They are 3-2-1 at home. And tonight's game is the last game of a 5-game homestand. The Preds are 2-2 on this homestand. Player update, Nicholas Hague was activated on the 25th, played versus LA, and Jonathan Marchessault was activated and played versus LA as well. Unfortunately, number 59 defenseman Roman Josi is day-to-day, not expected back until November 10th. An upper body injury, if I remember correctly, not related to his POTS issues that kept him out of a lot of games last year. I thought it weird to hear he was out. But against Vancouver, he was playing in the third period. He missed the last shift with Willsby, but I guess he was out for about 5 minutes, from about 5 minutes in the second period to about until about three to go. So I guess he was out for about 12 minutes of game time in the second period. Like I said, he came back, looked like he only missed one shift, and that was the last one. And, out until sometime around November 10th. Preds stats. Oh, okay. So again, 10 games is not a lot. 10 games is not a lot. But there's some things that are pretty obvious. Like I said, the Preds record in the first period, 1-2-7, not that great. Let's not need to compare anything to last year. I'm sure it had to be better last year than this, but overall it wasn't. 10 games in that they lost 5, won 3, lost 2, so they were 3-7 at this point in last year. So definitely a better start overall. They are 3-2-5 in the second period, 3-6-1 in the third, and 0-2-1 in overtime, and 1-0 in a shutout. Getting the first goal, again, at home, it is what I guess I could go through the home stats, but what's that? 6 games? I guess it's 6 games. Overall, if they get the first goal, they're 3-1-1. If they do not, they're 1-3-1. The win against the Kings is the only game so far where they have won and not gotten the first goal. But of course, they lost to Dallas when getting it. I guess the second period, if they're 2-0-1, if they get the first goal and the first goal happens in the second period, the opposition has not yet gotten the first goal and it been in the first period. It's happened once, the Preds here at home. Once the Preds got the first goal in the second period, won that game. So again, not too exciting. Numbers still growing. 20 games will start to make things a little statistically significant overall. Well, 20 games, by the time they get 20 games at home, 20 games at away, be halfway through the season. But anyway, as far as how the periods have gone overall, 3 times the Preds haven't won any period. 6 times they've won 1, and once they've won 2. Of course, if you win 2 periods, generally you win the game. And 6 times this year they have lost 2 periods, and they have lost all 6 of those games. 4 times they held the opposition to not winning any of the periods. And if that term doesn't make sense for you, what it means is if you just take that individual period, even if you come into the third period 5-2, and the Preds score 1 and the other team doesn't, that score for that particular period was 1-0, and so the Preds would have won that period. So that's what I'm referring to there. And six times in 10 games, the Preds have lost 2 periods. Now, of course, overtime is a period as well. So there are, 4 periods in those particular games, and I guess 5 in the shootout. So that, not necessarily as, but if you go to a shootout, then the overtime had to be a tie, right? So just taking a quick look back up here and say in the game with LA, the first period was 1-1. The second period was 2-2. The third period was 1-1. So all 3 of those were a tie. The overtime was a tie, and the shootout was won by the Preds. And then the game against Montreal, which was an overtime loss. The first period was a tie 0-0. The Preds won the second period 1-0, lost the third period 1-2, and then lost in overtime. And then also Utah, the Preds tied the first period 1-1, won the second 1-0, lost the third 0-1, and then lost the overtime period. So, tied, lost, tied. Yeah, tying the first period seems to be the Preds' mantra this year. And lost. Okay, that's enough of that. Interestingly enough, there has not been a game yet where the opposition won only 1 period. They've either won 2 or none. So 4 times they've won none, and 6 times they've won 2. That's really interesting. And of course, when they win no periods, the Preds have won all 4 of those games. And then the 6 that they have lost, 2 periods, they lost all of those games. And it looks like the opposition winning 2 periods has happened equally on the road and at home, 3 times both. Disturbing because the Preds have only played 4 games on the road and have in 3 of those lost 2 periods. And what we got here, the Preds on the road. Of course, tonight's not a road game, but on the road, the Preds have won 0 periods twice, 1 period once, and 2 periods once. And so that's not where you want to be. And then anyway, so we're starting to get a little bit more data. Things are starting to look a little more interesting from a numbers standpoint. I guess currently 50% of the time the winning goal is being scored in the third period. So that's, not much of a distribution there. Once in the first, once in the second, twice in overtime, once in a shootout. So really heavily in the third period. And that it's true for the Preds. The Preds, 3 times they got the winning goal in the third period, once in the shootout. And then for the opposition, equally getting the winning goal in the third period as in overtime. That won't continue, I'm sure. When the home team wins, again, that's pretty strong. 50% of the time, the winning goal is being scored in the third period, and then 17% for the other periods. Oddly enough, the home team has never gotten the winning goal in the second period yet. Once in the first, 3 times in the third, once in overtime, once in a shootout. The road team getting the winning goal, again, 50% in the third period, 25% in the second, 25% in overtime. So those numbers will get a little bit more interesting the further we get into the season. And so let's talk about special teams. And Yeah, last year, Tampa Bay special teams. Well, actually, goal scoring. We'll get to special. That's true. The matchups, not special teams. I need to rework this document. But yeah, the matchups last year. Tampa Bay was one of the top scoring goals. They were first in one of them. They were the top game. They were the top team in scoring goals last year. This year, not so much. Last year, they were first overall. They were second in scoring in the first period, third in scoring in the second, and sixth in the third. And goals against, they were 29th in the league. So they were really good in not being scored on. That's kind of switched this year. They're 27th in the league in scoring with 24 goals. Preds have 25. And being scored against, they're 17th in the league, which is not bad, 28. The Preds are 8th in the league at 32. So the Tampa Bay is not at the same place they were at the end of last season. Doesn't mean they won't get back there, but right now they are, I guess they are 6th in the league in scoring in the first period, getting 10 goals. The Preds have 5 in the first period. So that seems to be, they get 10 in the first, 8 in the second, and 5 in the third. So Tampa Bay is currently at the bottom of the league in scoring in the third period. And as I've mentioned before, the scoring in the NHL tends to go up from period to period. Overall, last year, from the first period to the third period was a 24% increase in scoring. And this year it's a 43%, or was as of, I think these numbers are as of like last Thursday, but still the scoring in the NHL overall is heavily weighted towards the second and third periods, and not for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay seems to have inverted that, and we'll see where that goes. The Preds scoring is not that great. They've gotten 10 goals in the second and the third period, so they are 16th in the league in the second and 20th in the third. Being goals against, the Preds are 8th in the league, being scored on the 32, and 8 in the first, 10 in the second, and 12 in the third. So nice progression there. The Tampa Bay has given up 8 goals in the first, 9 in the second, 9 in the third. So very evenly distributed when they're giving up goals. That's very nice of them. Now special teams, the penalty situations. Last year, Tampa Bay was 6th in the penalty kill and Nashville was 7th. That has continued. That number's not right. That number has continued. I didn't update the percentage of the penalty kill. It says 68.6%, 3 for 31, which is not right. But they are 4th. This year they are 4th in the league on the penalty kill, and the Preds are 6th. Tampa Bay has given up 3 goals on 31 opportunities, and that's on the right side of that. They have had the 28th most goals scored against them on the 17th most opportunities, which is the way you want that equation to go. The Preds, similarly, 26th number of goals scored on the 6th most opportunities. That 6th most opportunities is a problem. They've taken too many penalties, in my opinion. And now, they got a good penalty kill, but, they get a shorthanded goal, but, and so that shorthanded goal moves the Preds from 6th in the league in the penalty kill to a net 5th. You take that, you take the shorthanded goal and subtract it from the goal scored, and then do the average from that, and so that's good. The power play last year, Tampa Bay, one of the worst in the leagues, 27th, 37 for 207 opportunities. Interestingly enough, last year they were 27th in the league in scoring goals and 27th in the league in the number of opportunities. So they didn't get, one of the lowest amount of teams in opportunities and one of the lowest in scoring. I guess that kind of goes hand in hand. The Preds were 15th in goals scored to 13th in opportunities. Again, that's kind of the wrong side of that equation. But too many penalties last year, and kind of in that same vein. That's power play. But 13th in number of opportunities, 13th in opportunities, 15th in goals scored. So they gave up 5 shorthanded goals last year. So they were 18th in the league in the power play last year, with the net at 15th because of the 5 shorthanded goals. Yeah, Tampa Bay 27th in power plays. They gave up 6 shorthanded goals, which still leaves them at 27th at 15%. So their numbers seem weird. When power play, well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. The penalty kill, the numbers are really high, and the power play, the percentages are really low. Or not really low, but low. This year, Tampa Bay seems to be right about where they were last year. They're 23rd in the league, 16%. They've given up 1 shorthanded goal, and the Preds are 31st. They've moved up to 31st in the league. They have gotten 3 goals on 31 opportunities. Tampa Bay has 5 goals on 31 opportunities. So neither power play is scary. Tampa Bay is 22nd in the league in goals and 13th in opportunities. That's not really the way you want those numbers to look. The Preds are 30th in goals with 14th number of opportunities, 14th in the league in number of opportunities. So about middle of the pack as far as number of opportunities for Nashville, but bottom of the pack in scoring goals. So you really prefer that to be somewhere else. Yeah, and special teams, what was I looking at? So far, 20% in the first, 20% in the first at home. 1 for 5. Yeah, 1 for 5 at home. They've had 8 opportunities in the second period, and they have 0 goals on the power play in the second period. 1 goal on 4 opportunities in the third period. And overall, they've had 18 opportunities in the second period. They have 1 goal to show for it. The third period, they've had 6 opportunities and 1 goal. And in the first period, 9 opportunities and 1 goal. So 1 goal in the first, 1 goal in the second, 1 goal in the third. There you go. The Predators have given up 3. Why? What is your problem? 3. Yeah, that's right. That's got to be right. 3 goals on the power play on 11 opportunities in the third period and 0 in the second. Only 1 goal in the first period on 19 opportunities. So that's, what's that percent? 14%? 1 for 19? That's not right. Oh, that's overall. That's 5%. 5%. Got to make sure you're looking at the right numbers. So, last year, the Preds were pretty good in the first and second periods on the power play. And overall, 24% in the first and 26% in the second. The opponents, 8%. I forget when, but last year, the Preds were considerably into the season before they gave up a power play goal in the first period. Now they've already done that, but last year that was one of the bright spots, was not having given up a goal on the road or at home in the first period on the power play or a penalty kill. So that's that's interesting. And the special teams giving up goals hasn't really. I guess there are three games where the Preds have a positive differential in special teams goals. That was Columbus, Ottawa, and Vancouver. All of those were wins. And that need to change the perspective here. With Ottawa, that was an empty net goal, and so that actually taking empty net goals out, where it's actually 0. No, only 2 games so far do they have a negative differential, and Toronto is -2, but both of those were empty net goals. Winnipeg is -2, and that is -2. And Dallas had one more, or had one, but that was a net of 0. So they haven't fared too poorly in special teams situations, fairly even. 2 games where they had 1 goal more than the other team in special team situations, and 1 game where they were negative. So pretty far into the season, they are looking even on special teams. As far as the number of opportunities go, what are the number of opportunities? Have I got a total somewhere? Not on this page. But just real close, it looks special teams opportunities. It looks like, what's that, 41? 41 for the opponents, and 41 and 34. So the opposition has 7 more opportunities, and that includes, empty net and delayed penalties and that kind of situation. So all of those special things where they're not 5-on-5. Well, I guess we need to 5-on-5 with the goal. What happened where there's 5-on-5 with goaltenders? a normal-ish situation. Okay. Now, as far as the goaltenders go, Tampa Bay has 2. Same 2 as last year. Andrei Vasilevsky, he's 1-3-2 so far this year. He was 38-20-5 last year. And Jonas Johansson is 2-1-0 this year, 9-6-3 last year. Both of them did play in a game against Nashville last year. Vasilevsky was in the first game, October 28th, which is a 3-2 win in overtime for Tampa Bay. For them, the first game was the second of a 3-game winning streak. They then went and lost 4 in a row after that winning streak. In the second game, Johansson was in goal, which was a 3-2 win for Tampa Bay in Nashville. Oddly enough, they lost the games on either side of that game, but managed to pull it out against Nashville. The Tampa Bay did have a back-to-back over the weekend, so Johansson played Saturday, and so tonight we should see Vasilevsky. As far as Nashville, UC Saros is 4-2-2 this year. Justice Anunen is 0-2-0 this year. Last year against Tampa Bay, Saros was in goal for both. In the first goal, this is not right. That is definitely not right. Because how can you end a losing streak with a loss? That's just not how that works. Ended a 3-game winning streak. That's what it was. Ended a 3-game winning streak. And early enough in the season, at this point in time, the Preds had lost 5 and won 3. So the loss to Tampa Bay was one of 2. It was a 2-game losing streak after a 3-game winning streak after the 5-game start to the season. As far as the loss to Tampa Bay in the second time we played in November, it was the second of 3 overtime losses in a row, and it was the third game of an 8-game losing streak. So that was not a good time in Preds history for sure. Anunen did play over the weekend, so Saros should be in goal tonight. As far as players to watch, I have decided to skip covering what happened last year and just focus on this year, because we're at the point where I think 10 games into the season, I think Tampa's played 10. Tampa's played 9. This is their 10th game. The Preds have played 10. Just start looking at what they're doing this year, because what I've seen with some teams is, I'm sure we'll see the players, the people that were really good for teams playing really well at the end of the season. The overall stats will be fine. But you sometimes see that the particular parts of the season, there are particular players that are particularly playing particularly well. Some on a particular run here. And so we'll just talk about what's going on this year. And as far as what's going on with Tampa Bay this year, number 59 center Jake Guentzel is first in points. He's second in goals and assists, 4, 6, and 10. Center Anthony Cirelli is leading the team in goals with 5. These number 71, the dangerous thing about him is he's only second on the team in shooting percentage at 31.3%. So he's got 5 goals on 16 shots, 31.3%. And then number 86 right wing Kucherov, I guess he doesn't have my production staff, I've got to get them in gear here. It's too late in the season to be doing this. Kucherov, Nikita. There we go. At least got the number right. 86 Nikita Kucherov. Right wing, he's third on the team in goals and assists. Second in the team in points with 8. Defenseman Victor Hedman, number 77, first in assists with 8, second on the team with 8. So all of his points are from assists. He's the guy that will be on the ice the most, first in ice time with 24:19. Jake Guentzel, number 59, first on the team in points, is third on the team in time on ice. So he's the forward that you'll see out there the most, and he's got the most shots at this point with 34. And the other person to mention is number 27, defenseman Ryan McDonough. He's got 3 goals on 7 shots, so a shooting percentage of 42.9%, which is scary. So, the high shooting percentage people are 27 and 71. And then Hedman has got the all of the assists. And so, Kucherov, I think, was at the top last year. You kind of have to watch him, 86. And Jake Guentzel. So I know that's a lot of numbers. I'm sure it won't be hard watching the game to figure out those guys, but I think 71 and 27, Ryan McDonough, was here in Nashville for a couple of years. So we know him a little bit. And, Cirelli and McDonough are kind of on fire on the shooting percentages right now. 42.9%. Only 7 shots. The other person to note is number 78 defenseman Emil Lillberg. He has 31 penalties in minutes, penalties in minutes, and he leads the league in penalties in minutes. 31, I think, next on the team. His team is like 10. He's had 3 games with fights and 9 games. They've played 9 games, and he's been in all 9, and he's only had 2 games where he did not have a penalty. So I think if 78 goes out tonight and does not get a penalty, it will be an anomaly. So a third of the games he's played in, he's gotten in a fight. So that's where he's racked up a bunch of penalties. Other than that, it's just, I think 7 points was the highest he had at fight, and another minor. But yeah, most likely to commit a penalty, number 78. For your Nashville Predators, we got a lot of names, a lot of people contributing, which is great. Roman Josi is out for tonight's game. He is first on the team in assists, third in points, first in ice time. So we always miss Josi when he's not in. Filling in for Josi should be Brady Skay. Haig is back. I wonder, let's see if I can pull this up real quick. I wonder if they have preview lineups. The starting goalie is currently unconfirmed. But with, I guess Wilsby and Haig. They've got Skay and Perbix on the first line, Wilsby and Haig, and the second line, Stastny and Barron on the third. Wood, O'Reilly, Forsberg, Yost, Stamkos, Evangelista, Marchessault, Halla, Bunting, Smith, McCarron, Weisblatt. So pretty much standard. It looks like they're expecting Tampa Bay to go with only 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Their second line is missing a right wing, is what that looks like. I guess we'll see how that plays out. Okay. So, I should see Brady Skay on the ice a little bit more. His ice time is 23:01, a minute, 4 seconds behind Josi. He's second on the team in ice time, so he should be probably not his ice time may not go up a lot more. But the other lines probably making up the difference. And, the forward with the most ice time is Ryan O'Reilly, 5th on the team, 1938. Just like last year, you'd think he was 5th. And, unlike Tampa Bay, where the starting forward or the forward with most time is 3rd. O'Reilly is first in everything. He's first in goals. He's first in assists. He's first in points, first forward in ice time, and he's first on the team in shooting percentage at 29.4%. 5 goals on 17 shots, which is pretty good. We've a couple other players, which is, why we've got so many names up here. Eric Halla is currently 22.2%. Anything over 20% with a significant number of games played is notable. I think when things settle down, players that have a lot of goals played, you'll see that they are the high for shooting percentage will be about 25%. Right now, there's a lot that are up higher because it's so early into the season, and you're always going to have a couple of people at 100% because they'll one shot, one goal. We saw that last year too. So you have to start limiting out by either number of games played or by number of shots taken in order to get a reasonable idea of what is actually a dangerous player. But right now, Ryan O'Reilly at 29%. I think you could say that's dangerous. Eric Halla, 2 goals on 9 shots, not a fairly representative sample. And Cole Smith has 3 goals on 14 shots, 21.4%. He's tied for second on the team in scoring. 3 goals gets you there. Cole Smith, Jonathan Marchessault, and Forsberg all at 3. Now, what we're not seeing is production out of Stamkos. He's second on the team in shots with 22, but he's got 1 goal and 1 assist. So that's a problem. Their scoring in general is a problem, and Stamkos is having trouble getting going, or whatever. But 4 being the magic number in assists, I'll call out Luke Evangelista also has 4 assists. So we've got 4 players that have 4 assists. Evangelista, Josi, O'Reilly, and Forsberg. So that's nice to see all of that being spread around as far as when they do bother to score a goal. And but we definitely need more goal scoring. As far as momentum, Tampa Bay is 3-4-2, 2-game winning streak after losing 4. I think my team got that right. They started off the season losing 2. They won 1, lost 4. So at one point in time, they were, 2 games were in overtime, so they would have been 1-4-2, and they've won their last 2, both over the weekend and the back-to-back down in Tampa Bay, Anaheim, and Vegas. So they have to be feeling a little bit better about where they're at right now. Nashville is 4-4-2, played 1 more game, and that was a win than Tampa Bay. And they lost 1 after 2-game winning streak, which was after a 4-game winning streak, very similar. So, so these records look very similar from the standpoint that of games, we'll call it games 4 through 9. Looks like games 4 through 9. So in that 6-game span, the Tampa Bay is 2-2-2, and over that same span, the Preds were 2-3-1, and the Preds lost the 10th game. So I think it makes perfect sense that it's not exactly similar, but that scenario. Thank you. Plays out. Nashville gets the win, gives that 10th loss to Tampa Bay, and then they can go and they can beat Dallas and have the symmetry. That's the other word I was looking for. Symmetry complete. I mentioned in the preseason the Preds. I guess there was like this round robin thing between Carolina, Nashville, Tampa Bay, and Florida. Tampa Bay won, what was that, six of the 7. So they beat Nashville both times. And it was not just in preseason, but in the junior tournament or the rookie tournament. We also, I think, playing the same teams, and couldn't find the records. I think they might have beaten that Nashville may have beaten Tampa Bay. I forget. I think they did pretty good. I think it was a round robin. I think they played Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Florida, and maybe they lost to Tampa Bay. I think they beat Florida and Carolina, I think. But again, those 4 teams played in the preseason together, and they also the rookie thing, which apparently nobody wants to. Hard to find information on that, which seems a little weird, but at least I couldn't find it. Spent a decent amount of time looking for it. But yeah, so these teams, while it's the first game of the year, they did spend some time together in the preseason, so there's should be a little bit of knowledge. Hopefully that doesn't translate into into fights, which a lot of times, this any sort of familiarity breeds fights, and hockey seems like. Not a fan of fights in hockey. And not a fan of taking penalties. I like a lot of good, clean skating. I think that's fun. I'd get nothing out of people trying to, I get nothing out of the fighting in hockey, and they're not going to get rid of it. But I don't care for it. I don't get anything out of it, and. Yeah, so should be a good game tonight. Tampa Bay in town for a one-game road trip for them. Nashville wrapping up the 5-game homestand. And Nashville will come out of this with a third win on this homestand. Thanks for listening. I'm Preston Proctor, and you've been listening to Predators Proclivity.